Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome to the Plymouth Ice Center as girls hockey is on CCX Sports today with the Hopkins Park Royals visiting the Wayzata Trojans. John Haddon and Dan Ficken, glad to be with you this afternoon. And Dan, we got a couple of late conference foes that know each other pretty darn well.
Yeah, they've been a rivalry for a long time. One of them has gone co-op. Hopkins combined with St. Louis Park, but this has been a long time going for a lot of years. And fierce rivalry. One's kind of on the upside, one's kind of on the downside right now, but it's a continued rivalry.
Since the co-op 4 years ago, these teams won 1-1 against each other. Today, Wayzata probably the heavy favorite coming in against the Hopkins Royals team that has gone winless in their last 11. Now, this is a squad in Hopkins Park Royals that has a player that has really elevated their game. And you could say that for both sides, really, Dan. They both have some very young players that are stepping up. When we talk about the Royals, we talk about Erin Brousseau, who's now a sophomore.
Boy, she's really stepped up this year. She's got 20 goals. 7 last year, did a really good job, but she's an all-around player now, and her confidence has just jumped huge. She's also got 3 power play goals, which has stepped up. They need her on the special teams. But she's back and forth. Good offensive, good defensive player. And 10th grader, so you can only imagine what she's going to be like in a couple of years. And she's already stepped up, going to be a D1 player. She's going to be a leader as they rebuild this program. They got 18, 9th, and 10th graders on this team, so there's some growing to be done here.
On the other side, you've got a very young player, just a freshman this year, 20 goals. She's already given a verbal to Clarkson. As an 8th grader, she had 12 goals, 11 assists. This year, she's already got 20 goals, 11 assists, including 2 in their last game.
I got a feeling we're going to say her name a lot today because she is fierce. She's a monster. She goes after the puck with a vengeance. She's all over the place. She's got 2 power play goals. She's on their specialty teams. She goes after it. She's in the right position all the time. And boy, can she fire the puck. She's going to let a cannon go tonight. And you'll see her a lot on the ice for the Trojans.
Sloan Matthews, Erin Brousseau, and their respective teams matching up here at the Plymouth Ice Arena in a great late conference matchup. We'll see who can come away with the victory. The 2 teams drop the puck right around the corner here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Game time on CCX is the 5-16-1. The Royals take on the 15-5-0 Trojans. We mentioned briefly during the pregame show that it has been a rough stretch for the Royals as you get a look at them there and their blue and oranges. You've got a team that is winless in their last 12, 0-11-1. They got a tie against a Bismarck team, 3-3, and that was some time ago. And the scores have been fairly lopsided lately. That hasn't shaken the faith in head coach Ryan St. Martin in his first year in his goaltender. Leah Bosch, just a freshman. She continues to get all of the playing time. She's missed just 1 period all season.
You got to be careful with the goaltender, and just trying to build her up. She's a freshman. She's going to be carrying this program for the next 4 years, and just let her play it out, and let the damage get done, and let her get better.
On the other side, Stephanie Garvitz trying to be her best in her senior season. Good goals against average and north of 90 on the save percentage.
Well, she's been the rock. She's carried them through. She's going to get a start on senior day.
The seniors win the opening draw, and the Trojans go right to left into the offensive end as you watch to start this afternoon's affair. Casey Johnson takes it behind the net, works it into the far corner, and then they recover in the far circle. Charge towards the net. This puck left out, and the defender got a stick on that. Nice job by Charlotte Rich to step in front of the shooter, Johnson. Here a wrister from the blue line, knocked down by traffic. And again, that was Charlotte Rich, the sophomore, already 2 strong defensive plays. Here's a centering pass shot and a save made by the tender. She holds on, and then it gets knocked away from her. Recovering, the Trojans looking like they're starting on the power play. Get a shot towards the front, deflected to the far corner. Here's Rich recovering for the Royals.
Already a strong forecheck by the Trojans there, and a couple turnovers by the Royals here. They got to get it out of the zone. They're going to need some relief here.
Rich gives it ahead, and it's blasted out of there by Mary Gleason. It finally crosses into neutral ice where it's recovered by the Trojans. Grabbed by Abby Prodal. The junior leaves it down to Scoro, and she'll try to throw it in. Deflected off of a Royals player, and they recover to leave it out towards the blue line, but Scoro keeps it in once again. Out to the far side, unable to clear, is Carmen Hashka. Out to neutral briefly and dumped right back in by the Trojans. I don't know that we've gotten back to center ice since the opening faceoff. Puck held in cleanly by the Trojans. This is Urban. Tried to get to the middle, handed it off there. Now it's passed down to the near side for Addie Hackley. The junior whips it around the boards behind the net, comes out to the far side half wall. Sticked around and finally deflected out of the zone. Here come the Trojans onside once again. Knocked away as the charge was led by Wisniewski. The senior trying to track it down in the near corner. Ends up behind the net. Mary O'Neill, fellow senior, able to push it out to the far side. Can't clear the zone.
You get an idea on Wisniewski there. She'll carry the puck. She's got good offensive skills also.
Again, the Trojans having little trouble holding the zone. Able to recover the puck is Gretchen Bratton. Poked away. Here come the Royals. First opportunity out of the zone. Crossing over into the offensive end is Brousseau. Brousseau gets a shot away, and the save made by Stephanie Garvis. So both goaltenders up to the initial tasks of the day. But if time of possession was being kept track of, it would be heavily in favor of the Trojans in our opening couple of minutes.
Well, good opportunity here for Brousseau there. She gets a good shot off under a flutter puck right into the chest of Jarvis, but good opportunity for Hopkins in the first run down the ice.
Brousseau, who we talked about in the pregame, is the team's leading scorer for the Royals. Trojans coming back the other way. They go too long. That one out of the reach of Casey Johnson. Icing is called. We'll go back to a face-off in front of Garvis.
Well, the Trojans, you see how they operate. They spread the ice out real well. They try to get the puck into all five persons' hands, especially in the offensive zone, and making Hopkins Park run around a little bit. And that's the secret to it, and they cause some turnovers. Just
got to look there at head coach of the Hopkins Park Royals, Ryan St. Martin, in his first year at the helm of this program. In its fourth year as a co-op, used to be two pretty successful programs that had gone to state on their own. And since combining, they're trying to find their footing, and Ryan St. Martin, the new man, trying to lead them after being an assistant coach with Wayzata for 2 years under coach Jess Scott. And here, a shot put on and a goal. Early score for Maddie McCollins on senior day. She makes it 1-0, Wayzata.
Good shot by McCollins. Comes in here and just catches Bosch, I think by surprise. Thought the pass is going to come across and just swaps and gets a shot in between the 5-hole there. Bosch is surprised, didn't go down. I'm kind of surprised by that. She was looking to slide across and caught her by surprise. Trojans get up 1-0.
McCollins' 7th score of the season. They gave only one assist on the goal. It went to the freshman, Sammy Hackley, her 2nd of the year. Now has 7 points total. This puck pushed out to neutral ice, and with some physical play, it's brought into the offensive end by the Royals. Hopkins Park trying to set things up, far side corner. Taken away by the Trojans. The only shot on goal came on a break for the Royals. Otherwise, they've been back on their heels. Here they track the puck into their own zone. Forecheck continuing to work for the Trojans. Abby Prodal knocked that one away. Has help with Higher behind her. Instead, it's whipped around the boards to the far side. Good push that time by Hartle. McKenna Hartle sends a centering pass that leaks through everyone. Gets to the near side boards, and it's tapped out of the zone by Brousseau, trying to give it ahead to herself. Instead, Wayzata recovers. Taken right back, held in by Charlotte Rich. The defender played it behind the net, ends up far corner. Recovered and shot towards the stick side, trying to sneak it in there, but there wasn't a lot of room. Pads to post that time for Stephanie Garvis. There's another look at Ryan St. Martin in case you didn't see him. Now you've got his name right there, so you know exactly who we're talking about.
He had really good things to say about his kids. It's been a rough streak for them, 0-11-1 in the past 12 games, but he says the girls are happy and they're keeping their daughters up and working hard. And, a tough run for them, but again, they're rebuilding and they're very, very young. As I said, 18 sophomores and freshmen here, so he's got a lot of building to do. He's looking at the long run here with them.
Absolutely had a ton of positivity. Here's a shot and a save made by Bosch. Collected by Rich, and she works behind the net. It was funny because we caught him sitting right next to Jess Scott. The two coaches were talking to each other. They didn't have any problems answering our questions in front of each other either. That's not always the case when you see coaches, but it seemed like Coach Scott felt like Ryan might already know everything he was going to know anyway after being in the program the last 2 seasons. Hopkins Park Royals get it out of the zone. 12 minutes to go here in our opening period. 1-0 in favor of the Trojans. And here, pass intercepted offsides. As skating in was Maya Weiler, but she was ahead of the pack. Her team had not touched up yet. There's Jess Scott on the other side. Just before the season, she became a Scott. Was Jess Christopherson, name change, with some new hardware on her left hand. Congratulations to her.
Always a delight to talk to Coach Scott. She's done a remarkable job with this Wayzata program and definitely in contention. She's going to be one of the favorites going into the section playoffs here.
Yeah, she's looking for more hardware come section time. Here's a pass to the middle, and the shot goes just wide that time for Sophie Urban. The Quinnipiac commit couldn't connect that time. Puck played to the far side. Osseo. Centering pass deflected into the air. Hackley takes a shot at it. Fluttering puck gets into the middle, then it is pushed towards the tender, and able to cover up is Leah Bosch.
Well, the movement by the Trojans is fabulous. They're setting up. Everybody knows where to be. Hopkins Park has got to start moving their legs and get on people real quick. They're kind of starting to stare a little bit and watch and letting the Trojans make the movement. They got to get on people and stay on them.
Trickling puck and not afraid of it. Leah Bosch just pushes it to the side. Rich carries out of the zone. She's got help with Brousseau. The pass forward, and Brousseau trying to track it down. Centering pass. Another attempt, and this one snagged in the glove. Garvis making sure that nobody was going to connect with that on the back end. She holds on tight.
Well, I like this Brousseau-Clark line. They're kind of, if nothing else, they're getting it into the puck or getting it into the net. One of the things that Coach said is they're not shooting enough. They're averaging 21 shots a goal a game. That ain't going to get it done. They're going to need at least 30 to 35 if they want to get their goal percentages up.
Rich on the face-off. And she's listed as a defender, or excuse me, the forward is Rich, and she's been out there a lot mixing the lines from what we had as the starters today. Puck worked out of the zone to neutral, and Hopkins Park able to push it right back in. They'll make some changes, though, and Wayzata is able to corral in their own end. Long feed forward, looking for Casey Johnson. She'll tip it into the offensive end and change as well.
Hopkins Park, Brousseau Gleason line's doing well. Now the other lines have got to pick it up and got to start getting the puck inside the Trojan zone and keeping it in there, working a forecheck.
Centering pass for Hackley, and her shot moved aside with the blocker of Bosch. Hackley trying to hold it. It's knocked away from her and pushed out of there by Alicia Swenson. Forced right back in. The dump by Anna Laugen. Wayzata recovers the puck behind the net. Leaves it out between the circles. Shot towards the net, knocked away. Recovered near side. This shot pushed into the traffic, looking for someone to poke it home. The nearest player, Laugen, couldn't get it done. Played behind the net. She's trying to feed it off to Christine Peterson. The sophomore tracking into the far corner against the Royals. Gets some support thanks to Sophie Heyer. Wayzata has numbers down there. Now they center a pass, looking for some help. Left back out, Scoro from the blue line. That puck kind of died in the traffic. Back out to Scoro. Able to hold the zone for the moment. Battle at the half wall continues. Laugen pops it up in the air. Back to Scoro. She'll send a wrister towards the net. Save made, and the puck collected by Kate Kasica. Skating around the defense, Kasica.
Nice.
Trying to move ahead. Her pass forward, taken away. Change on, and Heyer nearly had an opportunity. She'll dump and change instead. And fresh legs both ways. Urban Leaving it off, this is Hackley. Skates in tight, lost it along the way. Urban again, now Hackley from the blue line. Sends it across. Rister to try and feed it in front. And that one trickled through everybody as Mackenzie Schindler sent it towards the net originally. Leave it back out. Hackley, top of the circle, tries a Rister. That goes wide. Tell you, the goaltender sure looks screened on that one. A lot of open net on the near side, but the puck went wide of the post.
Well, the Royals are just starting to fall back in on her and trying to just get in front of that net and form a wall here. And so it's going to come back to bite them a little bit because she's getting screened by her own people.
Here a shot, knocked down in front, and then cleared away by Bosch. Finally pushed out of the zone, but we've got an icing coming. There's the whistle. And with 8:07 remaining, come back for a face-off on the stick side of Leah Bosch.
That was a give-me-a-break icing type thing. Get them off the ice. They were getting tired back there, but it was a good one because now the Brousseau-Gleason line comes back out there with a little bit more opportunity to break out and get a rush down the ice, but she's done a good job. Down there, Leah Bosch. She's kept it out. She's got a break now. Hopefully they'll get that puck out of the zone.
Off the stick side draw in front of her. The freshman who didn't play with varsity last year is this puck nearly taken away. Now we've got a whistle, or excuse me, an arm in the air. Delayed penalty. The goaltender out for Wayzata. They're going to go 6-on-5 as long as they can. Shot towards the net, knocked down, recollected. Wisniewski sends it forward, deflected off a defender and in. Goal, Wayzata Trojans. It's going to go to Emily Wisniewski. She was the last to touch it.
Just a bad break there for the Hopkins Park team as it just deflected. I think it went off a skate, John.
It might have been a body. It was a little high in the air. Bouncing, yeah, ankle area. Tough. You could see the split there by Bosch. Too little, too late, as it just caught, yeah, the inside ankle or just above it, the shin.
Would have missed the net or would have gone off Maddie McCollins there sitting on the side of the net. So just a bad break. I hate to see that happen, but anything going toward the net, it's always got a possibility going in, and obviously it did there.
Another senior with another goal, the second of the season for the defender, Wisniewski. 2-0 lead for Wayzata. It removes the penalty that we were going to have. So McCollins got an assist on the play, her 12th of the season. She's got 2 points today. The primary assist went to Addie Hackley, her 11th this season. And the call was a tripping call that led to that 6-on-5 flurry. No time will be served because the goal was scored. 2-0, the lead for Wayzata.
Well, it's officially a power play goal, and it was actually a deflection, John.
Again, just her second of the season, so the defender doesn't typically score a lot, and you would imagine those are the kinds of situations where she's going to get most of her scoring.
To be honest with you, as much as Wisniewski handles the puck, I'm surprised she's only got 2 goals.
Here, a shot from the front, goal! Right in front, it's Charlotte Rich. She impressed early on the defensive end. Now she connects, setting up on the doorstep. She powers it home and keeps this one tight. 2-1 score.
Boy, it's amazing what turnovers. We talk about this as hockey people, and boy, big turnover there. Trojans couldn't quite get an angle on it coming out in front of the net, and that's always danger area there in hockey. You never want that puck loose out in the slot, and it comes back to bite the Trojans here. As Rich stands right up on it and bangs it into the lower left corner. Charlotte Rich.
9th goal of the season for Rich, so again, back to a 1-goal game with 6:45 now remaining here in the first period.
That'll help the confidence there of the Hopkins Park Royals.
Hopkins Park Royals have the puck again. Long feet ahead. They were looking for Stahldorf in motion, but the freshman never got it. Here come the Trojans once again. By the way, lone assist on the Rich goal went to Justina Valentini, the 8th grader, getting her 3rd assist of the season to go along with 4 goals. Here, a pass right in front, and the blast goes wide from Alexa Osseo. 6:12 remaining here in the first period. Puck worked out from the half wall and is picked up by Hopkins Park. They'll dump. And an icing call coming on that one. Face off right back in front of Leah Bosch. Well, for Hopkins Park, we mentioned their scores have been lopsided as of late, not just throughout, not every game in their 12-game winless streak has been as rough, but the last 4, 8-1, 8-0, 9-0, and 6-1, which means in their last 3 games coming in, they'd only scored 1 goal. Today, they get one in the opening period. Good sign for them as they're playing a tough Trojan team.
Well, just a sign of encouragement, especially after giving up that deflection goal, too. You know, you get a little bit of bad luck and, you know, one turn for them, and, you know, any bit of encouragement helps.
Puck played around to the far side boards. Taken by Kasica. She'll send it towards the net. Stopped out in front. Now recovering it. Brousseau sends a shot that tips wide. Trouble controlling. Turnover at the blue line. Opportunity here for Wayzata. Trojans coming on. This shot deflected. The defender able to get back. Looked like Julia Amato.
Good back check by Amato there. She really worked hard on that and did a nice job to deflect that. But that Bosch didn't even have to make a bother save on it.
Puck controlled once again by Wayzata. They come back in. I like the Boise State colors that Hopkins Park is working with, but I got to say the numbers are a little bit rough, so I hope that was Amato. Now puck worked out of the zone, tracking it down to the Trojans. And here's Hackley behind the net. Moving up ice with speed. Total confidence from Hackley. She'll take a shot. That one stopped up, but not as clean as Bosch wanted. I think she was trying to deflect that away. Instead, it got stuck in her pads. That's good enough. The whistle comes with 4:48 to go in the period. Still a 2-1 game.
All right, good position. Rather be lucky than good there, so let's enjoy it. I just want to note these scores you laid out for them. They weren't exactly the Little Sisters of the Poor. It was against Edina, Minnetonka, Eden Prairie, and Chaska Chanhassen.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so those are rated teams in the state. So. You know.
I'm glad you pointed out the quality level of competition. It hasn't dropped a lot here today against a very good Wayzata team. My point was simply that goals have been hard to come by, and they already have one today. So good news for them. Here a shot from in tight. McCollins went wide, hit the side of the net that time.
You know, whether programs are building or not, they ain't no mercy in the Lake Conference here.
In fact, the Trojans with 15 wins on the season are 2-5 in the Lake, or 2-3 rather, in the Lake Conference. So they've had their own struggles against teams in this conference. Puck dumped back behind the Wayzata net. And after a really lopsided sheet of ice in the first 4 minutes or 5 minutes of this game, we've gotten back and forth hockey going a bit here with the Royals able to push it in to the Wayzata zone from time to time. Here's Rich handing it back. Abby Meyer trying to push it forward, and it's taken away up ahead by Sammy Hackley. Royals in their own end. Abby Meyer gets it back, tries to feed forward for Brousseau. Stolen away from her. Now a forecheck opportunity. Brousseau gathers, puts it to the front, shot wide.
Oh, good opportunity.
2 players right on the doorstep after the near turnover by the Trojans. I don't know if I'd call it a full turnover. They didn't have real control, but...
Well, they're forcing the issue. This line is a very good line for Hopkins Park. They can make some things happen. Nice play right there.
Top of the slot, the shot knocked down. That one going towards the crossbar and hit the chest shoulder area of Garvis as she made the save. Battle along the near side, forced out. But again, Wayzata not having the ease of getting into the Hopkins Park zone that they did earlier on. Here, push through neutral ice, and they'll go off on a change. One player giving hard chase is Christine Peterson, but it's the Royals who recover. Feed forward out of the reach of Swenson. Now a charge put on, coming on. This is Kasica. She'll take a shot, and that one's saved by Garvis.
You know, and a couple good plays here for number 13, Kasica there as we get a good look at her. She stepped in and anticipated a couple times here in the period, and she got a good shot off here, too, on the Wayzata goalie there, and has created some opportunities. You know, it's a funny thing about hockey with this momentum thing going. You know, they get one, and then they're playing a little bit better now, John. All of a sudden, it ain't so one-sided, like you said, and anticipating some play, some puck movement, and that can turn around. There's going to be some decent conversation in the Hopkins Park locker room here in between periods. They can build on some of this.
Kasica, just a freshman, and we're going to keep pointing to those ages throughout the course of this game. For Wayzata, it's senior night. You know, we don't have a dog in the fight in terms of who wins, as this puck right out ahead to Alexa Osseo. She takes the shot. Save made. Bosch able to stonewall the senior Osseo. Another opportunity. This one into the glove of Bosch. Back-to-back nice saves from her. Stop the clock here in the first period. We'll get another peek at that. What I was going to say is we'd love to see these seniors have a good day for them individually. That feels good on senior day. But when you talk about Hopkins Park, we want to point out how young they are because they've got some really talented players that are still trying to come into their own. Fluttering puck towards the net, knocked down in front by Osseo. It goes to the corner. Rich got a stick on it, taken away. That was Branton trying to leave it back to Osseo, and a shot into the pads of Bosch, who covers up.
Well, one thing I'm noticing, too, with Bosch, we talked about freshman. She's playing all these games, and it looks like she's getting hammered quite a bit. Boy, she ain't getting shook.
No.
They just had a breakaway on her, and she wasn't shook at all. She's just playing her game, not letting her. That's important for a goalie. It's really, really important for a goalie.
Here, a wrister, that one low into the pads and able to squeeze the knees as Leah Bosch. She makes yet another save, 1:58 to go. Shots on goal right now, 16-6 in favor of the Wayzata Trojans.
Yeah, just get a rifled shot in from the top of the circle. That ain't coming from out on the point. That was a fairly decent inside shot there.
Draw, battle on the dot, ends up in the far corner. Poked along, and Rich able to force it out of the zone. She's got Brousseau up ahead. Feeds
nice.
it to her. Brousseau trying to get into the middle. Leaves a pass to the front. Nobody home. Rich couldn't collapse in time. Puck carried behind the net. Branton feels the forecheck pressure. Able to poke it away as Gleason, the senior, pries it loose. Gave it off to Brousseau. Knocked away from her. Out towards the blue line. Held there for a moment by Mary O'Neill. Tried to give it away and instead gave it to the other team. Little trouble coming in on sides for the Trojans, and that slows things up. Both teams are going to make some changes. Puck sent in, slowed down by the tender, left it right behind her own net. Now Bosch trying to peek around the post to see what's going on. Recovered by Wayzata eventually. This is Peterson. Left back out to the blue line. Wrister from there, goes wide. Made it through everyone, but no one touched that Mackenzie Schindler try. Under a minute to go, opening period. 1-goal game. Wayzata looking to extend the lead. Nice centering pass, but nobody home. This one deflected down to Kasica. She can't hold it against Casey Johnson. Johnson in a battle with Mary O'Neill. Now she tries a shot from the top of the slot. That one moved aside smoothly by Bosch. 30 seconds to go in the opening period. Up with the puck are the Royals. Staldorf leaves it into the Wayzata zone. Long pass ahead for McCollins, just out of her reach. So no break opportunity. Instead, it'll be a face-off inside the Trojan zone.
Face-off inside the Trojan zone, I would expect. Okay, Brousseau's back out there. Yeah, first line's back out there for the Hopkins Park. Good play by coach. You're down there. Let's give it a roll. Maybe we can get a tie goal here.
18 seconds to try and find that equalizer. Off the face-off, it's caught up on the official and then sent down to the near side. 10 seconds left as Wayzata gets there. They'll send it out to head to Osseo. Osseo looking for another break opportunity. She'll slow down and lose control. Hopkins Park holds it, and that'll end the period. A good one to start here in this late conference matchup between the Trojans and the Royals. It's a 2-1 score in favor of the hometown Trojans after one period of play. We'll pause when we come back. Your first intermission report, including a feature on a couple of Trojans, is right around the corner here on CCS.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
2-1 score in favor of the Trojans. here at the Plymouth Ice Arena. And we talked briefly about how we got there with the 3 goals. Let's take a look at the action in that first period. It was an onslaught early, and one got through. Maddie McCollins getting the score to make it 1-0. It's just a few minutes in. Then you get the odd deflection goal off the defender, Wisniewski, with her second score of the season, thanks to some help from the leg of a Royals player. Immediately after, though, Charlotte Rich answers to make it 2-1. And after that, there was no more scoring. Doesn't mean there weren't chances. Plenty of them, especially for the Trojans, who outshot the Royals in that period by 11. They had better scoring chances as well, and they capitalized on the one penalty that was called, getting a power play goal. So it is a tight game, but it certainly favors Wayzata any way you look at it.
They pretty much dominated the period, but I thought about halfway through, once that goal got scored by the Hopkins Park, they kind of turned it around, and it wasn't such a dominating role by the Trojans. You saw the Trojans start leaking a wing out top to create that breakaway, and they tried it again near the end of the period. But overall, I think it was a pretty good run for the Hopkins Park. I think they gained some momentum. I think they're having good things to talk about in the 2 periods. We'll see what they do in the second period.
A pretty good run for them means a pretty good hockey for us. We've got a tight one after one, 2-1 in favor of the Wayzata Trojans over Hopkins Park. The start of the second is next here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Our most recent goal scorer right there would look at Charlotte Rich, who made it a 2-1 game by getting the Royals on the board late in the first period. On the other side, well, see right in the middle, McCollins, who got the scoring started in this game with the first goal of the first period. It's 2-1 after one. Now time to start the second as the Trojans looking to hold on or maybe extend the lead. Hopkins Park trying to fight their way back and possibly equalize. Teams ready on the ice, have switched ends. We'll see Hopkins Park go right to left, Wayzata left to right. And Dan, any thoughts as to what you're looking for here in this second period for these two teams?
Well, Hopkins Park, let's see if they can continue the momentum and kind of tilt the ice a little bit more in their favor here. Trojans, they just got to pick it up and redominate. They got to spread that ice out, get it down deep in the Hopkins Park zone, and just continue to shoot.
Well, nice forecheck to start for Wayzata as they control the puck in the offensive zone. Osseo gave it off. Now she gets it back. Alexa pinned up against the glass. It's forced away from her. Still worked around in the corner. Finally given out to Wisniewski. She tries to wrist her. Bouncing puck all over the place and making the last second save. Oh my, Leah Bosch. How did she react to that one? Looked like Happy Gilmore at the mini golf course. Thing was everywhere. Look at that. And she still reacted to make the save.
Oh. You can tell by the smile on her face as she turns around there. You can see her just smile like, I like it, I like it. She went to her happy place.
Puck worked down to the corner. Off the draw. That might be the most fun save. I don't know if it's necessarily the best, but the most fun save I see all year. Just bouncing all over the place. Hopkins Park carries out of the zone, and they'll dump it to the offensive end. Everyone chasing. Wisniewski gets there first. Moves around a defender. Leaves her undressed. Took a glove off and took the stick out of her hand. Now, break opportunity coming here. Charging in is Urban. Takes the shot, and that one went wide.
Boy, that's just one thing that absolutely drives me nuts. Urban gets in there, and she misses the net. When you get in that tight, make the goalie work. Even if you put it into her, don't miss the net.
I mean, she had a teammate on her side, so you put it into the body, and maybe you get that bounce you're looking for.
Exactly. Get a rebound, and somebody's there to put it away.
Their feet forward, nicely intercepted and pushed back by Hopkins Park. Carried into the offensive end by Gleason. The senior stopped up for a moment, tries a wrister from a ways out. This one sticked aside with ease by Garvis. Played behind the net. Given chase by the Trojans. Abby Prodal forced it up the ice. Gleason trying to get there, gets support, and now it's taken away. Trojans control. Higher. Knocked off the puck. Gleason still out there. Not sure how long she's been out there. She's looking gassed. And they'll bounce it up ahead for Brousseau. Didn't collect it cleanly. Taken away by Sammy Hackley. Hackley loses it. Brousseau back with it. Centering pass, and Rich goes wide. Oh, the one-timer from right in front. She could have had her second. Instead, she missed the post.
Good setup and rush on the ice. Nice looking play by the Royals there.
Coming back the other way. Higher tries the shot short side. That one stopped by the pads of Bosch. Played behind the net. Casey Johnson leaves it out to the blue line for Hackley. She'll try a wrister. Stopped in front. Second opportunity and covered that time. Back-to-back saves by Leah Bosch.
See, and that's what the Trojans need to do. When they were spreading it out, taking it low, bringing it up high, getting a shot in front, that's when they're effective. That's when they really get on the net. You know, making Bosch work. Like a Bosch standing up to it really nice, made a good save. Let a rebound she shouldn't have, but then covered up again nicely.
She's made 18 saves on 20 tries, and she saves another one here, and they'll count it 2 shots, I would think, as they try to poke at it again, and it forces it into her pads. This is a Hopkins Park Royals team that's being outshot on average 33-21. As you get another look, looked like the second opportunity was coming, but you have the nice move by Bosch to come across, and it looked like the defender, Mary O'Neill, caught a little piece of the stick as well to slow down the second shot attempt.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing, with a young team like this, too, against a team of juniors and seniors, they tend not to be as strong as the older team, and they get pushed around a little bit, and you're seeing that. Oh, nice shot.
The quick wrister from Mackenzie Schindler, and the senior sneaks it in for her second of the season. The 2 starting defenders tonight for the Trojans each had 1 goal coming in, and both seniors have scored today. Wayzata extends its lead to 3-1.
Nice move across the top here. And look at that, just inside the top of the circle. They're sneaking in and just sneaks it in the right lower hand side. Nice shot by Schindler there. Being a former D, I always like to see the D get a little offensive glory there. Nothing wrong with that.
Looked like McCollins was set up in front of the net. Here's a shot. Bosch makes the save, and McCollins won't get an assist for her screen, but she was causing problems for Bosch to see that cleanly. We'll see if they do credit assist. There should be at least 1, I believe.
No, she's not happy. You don't think D liked to score, John?
Puck out at the blue line, just barely held in. Trojans setting it up again. Try a centering pass, knocked away. Looked like a near break for the Royals. They couldn't get it together. They give 2 assists on the goal as the Trojans came in hot, and the whistle is blown. We've got a penalty coming up. Let's get to those assists. Casey Johnson got her 6th assist of the season. 2nd assist of the game for Sammy Hackley, her 7th of the year. What's our penalty call?
You're going to be a trip.
Right in front of the net, looks like Megan Staldorf. Sitting down. Excuse me, it's Abby Meyer who is called for the penalty.
And this has been a little bit of a problem for the Royals, too. A little bit too much in the penalty box this year, and it's hurt them quite a bit.
There's any number of ways we could illustrate that point. Let's take a crack at a few. Abby Meyer coming in at 24 penalty minutes. She's 3rd on the team in penalty minutes, or tied for 3rd coming into the day. She would have twice as many as any player for Wayzata. Here a save early by Bosch. 186 total penalty minutes for Hopkins Park this season. Gleason trying to save that for a shorthanded opportunity. Didn't work out. Here come the Trojans once again. Early shot by Hackley and the save made by Bosch. The Trojans, in comparison, 88 penalty minutes, so less than half the number of penalties that Hopkins Park has had this season. This is the 2nd of the day for Hopkins Park.
Well, when you look at it, too, Wayzata's clicking at a 29% power play, which is an amazingly good number. 25% is a good number. They're almost at 30%.
By contrast, penalty kill for Hopkins Park. They're successful 75% of the time shutting down opponents.
Not a bad number, but you want to be right up about there, about 80%.
Puck picked up with 43 seconds left on the power play. They get clean control. Here's a shot and a glove save made. That one looked like it was headed wide, but Bosch secures just to be safe. Didn't want Schindler to beat her again.
Well, and the good thing about that is if your penalty killers are tired, it gives them an opportunity to make a change if you need to, which they will do.
3 new skaters on the ice for Hopkins Park. They're looking to win the draw and get it out.
Which brings out Rousseau and Gleason, their 2 top skaters.
Schindler from the blue line leaves it out to the far side. This shot chopped down in front, but it never made it into the crease. Puck held at the half wall. On the attack, it had knocked away was Hackley. Quick passing back and forth. Schindler skates it, pass to the middle, and the intended target, Osseo, knocked hard down to the ice. Schindler keeps it alive, sends it towards the net. Stopped and covered up with 13 seconds left on the power play. Now the power play is going on, so you'd expect some shots on goal for Wayzata, but our shots on goal after one period were 17-8, which means it's 17-6, which means it's 11-1 so far in this second period in favor of Wayzata.
Well, we talked about Rousseau being an all-around player. She just knocked down one of the biggest players in the state of Minnesota at Osseo.
Hartle has this one, takes a shot. That one goes wide of everything. Played out to the other side. This one tipped ahead as the time ticking down. It'll burn the rest of the penalty. Tell you, if that had come 3 seconds later, it would have had a break for Hopkins Park. So we skate 5-on-5, and Johnson gets into the offensive end for Wayzata. Comes around, tries the wraparound, goal! The senior with her 10th of the season, and the Trojans now lead 4-1.
Oh,
you saw that coming from a long ways out, it sounded like.
Oh, big mistakes. Both Rousseau and Gleason made a huge error in getting stuck down deep inside the Trojan zone. And watch Johnson coming around here now. I think Osseo parks in front of the net and clearly distracted Bosch and allowed Johnson to come around here. Now watch what happens. Bosch's going to be aware of Osseo standing in front of the net and just gets it open in the 5-hole and allows Johnson to slip it in underneath. Oh, boy.
They gave Maddie McCollins the lone assist. And for McCollins, that's her 12th assist. And her 3rd point of the game. Out ahead of the pack, here's a shot, and it gets tipped away.
That's good poke check by Bosch there. I love seeing the goalie do that.
Hopkins Park, the other direction. Trying to get fancy and losing control was Kasica. So we'll go back the other direction, feed forward for Hire out of her reach. This one too long for anyone. Icing call with 10:23 remaining in the second period. A pair of goals fairly early on here in the second period, and one coming from Casey Johnson. Now 4 different goal scorers from Wayzata, all seniors.
Well, nice play by Casey there. She just, there's nothing ever wrong with shooting a puck on net, and she saw the opening and just snuck it in that 5-hole. Did a great job giving Wayzata a 4-1 lead.
Think about the one senior who has seen heavy minutes today that doesn't have a goal. That's Osseo, who was on the doorstep there and had the breakaway opportunity back in the first period. Here a shot goes wide over the glove. I think Laugen's also gotten a fair amount of playing time. She's another senior that has a chance today. Charlotte Rich with a shot, rebound, and Rousseau couldn't beat Garvis, who makes a pair of saves there.
Well, I've watched Wayzata for a number of years. Osseo has been a leading scorer. She's been in the top 5 for many years. But, a lot of things, the senior, it's a lot of things that she does that don't show up in the scoring sheet. She does like what she did. She got herself in front of that net. She made Bosch aware of her, distracted her, and allowed an opening for Johnson to park it.
Here's Osseo on the near side, skating up ahead of the pack. Osseo takes the shot herself, and it is gobbled up by Bosch. She had company coming on her left wing,
and that might have been
there was no rebound.
Might have been a little frustration on her part. The angle was a little too deep there.
Urban against Amato on the draw. One back by Urban. Wisniewski collects. She'll slide it over to Hackley. Ackley tried to send it into the fray. It ends up off the pads of Bosch. Not sure where it came from, but Bosch made the pad save.
Yeah, another nice play by Osseo there. She back checked and just rubbed the player right off the puck.
Dumped right back into the Hopkins Park zone. They're trying to work it out. Having trouble controlling and finally flip it ahead. Wisniewski. Feed forward, collected by McCollins. And offsides is the call. They had a player out in front in Sloan Matthews. Matthews, a freshman, 20 goals this season, a player that we highlighted in the pregame, not one that we've talked a ton about so far today.
Kind of surprised about that, too. Usually when we do a Wayzata game, we're mentioning her quite a bit.
I wonder if those senior lines are getting as much run as it seems like they're getting. And a lot of those ladies are on the ice regularly anyway.
Yeah.
But the freshman has not been a focal point for us, at least so far. I'll have to keep an eye out for 32. Here's 22 on the other side. That's the other player we highlighted, Erin Brousseau, and she tips it ahead into the offensive end. A couple of players go down in a heap, and here's Casey Johnson trying to pick it up at the half wall. Knocked away from her. Trickling puck ends up between the circles and is taken away. There's Sloan Matthews feeding ahead to Johnson. Pass forward for McCollins. She can't get a hold of it. Nobody has it, and finally collected by the Hopkins Park Royals. They'll get an early shot away after crossing the blue line from Charlotte Rich. Save made by Garvis. Trying to stick it. That was a backhanded wraparound try from Mary Gleason, and she couldn't squeeze it in past Garvis.
Well, I like the attempt there. I like that at least got two shots in Garvis. Garvis hasn't seen too much puck in this period at all.
We talked about the shots on goal is getting more and more lopsided in favor of the Trojans. Trojans working along the near side thanks to Heyer. She breaks the blue line, has help on her left. Heyer tries to get a shot away, and instead she was undercut. Nicely done defensively that time by Sarah McCallan. Here a shot goes wide, loud off the backboards. Trickling, spinning, and it's covered up by Bosch. Once it got close enough to her, she reached out the arm.
Well, ever since that power play, boy, I'll tell you, Wayzata's brought in a third gear here all of a sudden. They've stepped it up. They're really, really starting to dominate in a large way.
Glove side draw in front of Bosch. Puck played out to the far side after the face-off win by Hopkins Park. Urban kind of dancing along the blue line. That can be dangerous in terms of an offside call. Instead, her teammates able to see what she was up to. Now carried in, shot deflected off a stick, so it never made it to the target as Branton was trying to let fly.
You see Coach St. Martin now is really starting to play that top line of Brousseau Gleason. A little bit more. He's double shifting him now.
Osseo sending it down underneath. Behind the net, Urban had it. In a battle with Mary O'Neill, among others. Osseo surrounded by that blue and orange look. And it's finally taken away by Hopkins Park. Gleason carries out to neutral ice, looking for some help. And she'll carry in just on sides. Now takes a shot. Wrister is gloved by Garvis. Gleason, a lot of puck handling, had Brousseau right with her and took the shot herself. It's not that Gleason should always give it up. She's only 2 goals behind Brousseau for the team lead. Her 15th second on the season.
They're getting gassed though, John. You can tell they're coming out of that zone. They're huffing for a little air right now.
The draw taken by the Trojans. They'll work it out to neutral ice. Puck batted around as Amato got in there to fight it off. Now dumped in by Abby Meyer. Puck left behind the net for Schindler. Quick passing. Got it off to Prodal. They work it out of the zone, but not for long. Pushed right back. And now looks like a bit of clean control for the Trojans as they carry into the offensive end. Left back for Heyer. Prodal has it again. Check that. That's Laugen. Centering pass taken away. Royals looking for some space. Casca will skate backwards and try to give it ahead, and it's taken away. Kind of made the forecheck job easy for the Trojans that time. Puck given to the center. Hopkins Park gets there. They'll try to play it forward. Got stuck between some skates, and it's fished out of there by Maya Weiler. She dumps it behind the Trojan net. Recovered here by Wayzata. Sammy Hackley plays it down to the near side. That's Sloan Matthews. Hackley again. Feet up to the top, and it's carried in. Matthews shot, rebound opportunity. Missed on that one. Trying to go backdoor this time, doesn't work either. Here a shot from the circle and a save made. Bosch in a flurry. No problem at all.
Boy, you can tell the Trojans, it's like blood in the water, and they're Sharks. They're just really starting to feel it. And white jerseys are getting closer and closer. Look at how many bodies are around that net right now in white.
On the draw, one back by Wayzata. They'll try a wrister immediately. That goes into some bodies inside the circle that hadn't cleared out yet from the faceoff. Carried out to neutral ice. And this one taken forward. Opportunity. Brousseau takes the shot, and she's wide. Just got control of it in time to get a shot away, and it didn't work out. Forecheck works, and Rich gets a shot away. That's sticked aside. Gleason recovers in the corner. In a battle with a pair of Trojans, gets help. Brousseau pushes it to the middle. Rich couldn't get a stick on it, and it's picked up by Johnson. Has Matthews ahead, feeds the freshman. She gets into the offensive zone, knocked off the puck. Nice job defensively that time by Mary O'Neill to get in front of that pass. Back to the other end, Wisniewski collecting behind her goaltender. 4:35 remaining here in the second period. It's a 4-1 lead. Matthews trying to work around the defender, but O'Neill once again right on her. Carrying into the offensive zone for a moment was Anna Nichols. Instead, we go to the other end, where an icing is called against Wayzata.
Boy, O'Neill came up and made a couple nice plays there. Really made a nice play.
The senior, the team leader in assists with 11 as a defender. That's the thing on paper that you can spot right away, but you can see she's been somewhat assigned to Sloan Matthews when they're out there, and she's covered her well. Here, race to the puck, and coming a long ways out is the goaltender, and she moves it to the far side boards. And she was between the circles for sure. And now we get an offsides call as a battle was going on along the boards in front of the Wayzata bench.
It's going to be kind of fun. A couple of years from now, I'm going to be kind of anxious to see this Hopkins Park team. That was a nice play by Bosch there.
But Bosch has made 30 saves here tonight. Yeah, she's above the dot when she makes contact with that.
That had to be a decisive, very decisive decision, so to speak. I probably shouldn't have said it that way, but way to go, kid. I like that. That took guts.
Just under 4 minutes to play in the second period. 3-goal lead for the Wayzata Trojans. Penalty coming up on Mary Gleason for the trip.
Yeah, and you kind of start to see now where that top line is starting to get worn down a little bit here, John. They're starting to take a penalty here. When you see a stick penalty like that, that means the legs aren't working like they used to.
Puck left out to Schindler. Ooh, nice deflection in front. Casey Johnson just pushed it wide. Puck left to the blue line. Hackley trying to come in with the shot, won't go. Gleason was the other player, by the way, tied for third with 24 penalty minutes coming in to the day and for this Royals team. Now she gets a break for 2. Here a shot up high and the rebound, goal! On the doorstep to get the putback is Maddie McCollins, the senior, with her second of the day. That looked like it was going to go in off the crossbar, and it awkwardly bounced out. McCollins, another peek at this one.
Gets good rewarded for good positioning and pushes it in as it comes out. That was an odd bounce off there.
Yeah, so Hackley with the blast early on. Just misses upstairs. And then off the skate, and McCollins uses the stick to finish.
Penalties will kill you. Penalties will kill you.
So no assists on the goal for the power play score. McCollins getting it with just over 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Out to a 4-goal lead. Nice moves by Heyer. Backhanded shot doesn't go. Rebound opportunity no good. They're still batting at it. Ends up in the circle. Wrister from there. Deadened in front. Shot goes off a skate. They're trying to move it back into the crease. None of those shots are working out, and it's cleared out of the zone by Hopkins Park. They wave off the icing, and the Trojans will have to track it down. Back and forth here, neither team holding strong. Here's Osseo trying to lift it, taken away by Rich. She loses it to Urban. Taken back by Mary Gleason, who's back on the ice. 2 minutes to go here in the second. Wisniewski sending it all around the boards, trying to chase it down. Was Branton. She'll get to it behind the net. Hand off to Osseo. Trying to settle that down was Urban.
Give it to her.
Gleason off to Brousseau. Brousseau trying to turn the speed on. Wisniewski breathing down her neck. Brousseau gets it back. Can't get a shot away. Backhanded attempt, and Osseo comes out with it. Osseo has help on her right in Branton. Gives it forward. Branton all alone with the tender. Comes right down the middle and loses the puck along the way. All on her own. She couldn't keep possession. So now we go back the other way. Charlotte Rich. In a 2-on-2 situation. Rich takes the shot, and the save pushes it behind the net. Ends up on the twine on the back side and is pushed off. Feed forward for Matthews. She carries it in over the blue line. Takes a shot. That one up high and able to stop it and then cover up is Leah Bosch. 58 seconds to go in the period.
Well, we've had some real racehorse hockey here all of a sudden. Up and down the ice, up and down the ice. You see the move here by Matthews. Whoopsie-doo, comes back inside and just lets that rip go. And I told you she can shoot the puck. That had a little mustard on it.
Stick side draw in front of Bosch. And collected by the Royals. Mary O'Neill lost it on her way up ice. Now it's picked up by Valentini. The 8th grader tried to get it ahead, coming in on sides with Swenson. Alicia Swenson dumped it into the corner, then goes off. Hackley breaks the blue line. Tries to center a pass. It pops high into the air. Everyone trying to bat it down. And then getting a stick on it clean is Weiler. Maya Weiler has help on her right in Staldorf. Sends a shot towards the net. Easily deflected aside by the tender. This one left up to the blue line. Turn and fire opportunity doesn't work out for Valentini. It's pushed out of the zone. Mary O'Neill back on it. Slows down Wayzata's charge. Matthews on the near side. Trying to get it into the zone. She's able to, but not with enough time to do anything. The second period comes to an end. 5-1 now the score after 3 more goals, all for Wayzata in the second period. We'll break it down and get you set for the final stanza coming up on our second intermission report. Again, it's 5-1, Wayzata in front of Hopkins Park.
First time I met Morris, the door flew open and I got this larger-than-life personality talking at the top of his lungs.
Hey, how you doing today?
Oh, man. Oh, I totally forgot. Hold on, let me get this for you. Oh. Just had a magnetic energy. So I thought, all right, we're definitely gonna be friends.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
La 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 la, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Girls hockey on a Saturday afternoon here on CCX. We're in the second intermission here at the Plymouth Ice Center. 5-1 Wayzata Trojans in front of the Hopkins Park Royals. And, well, we had more scoring in that second period. The same amount of scoring we had in the first period, just this time it went all to one team. Wayzata took what was a 2-1 lead and has built it up to a 5-1 lead. Let's look at the highlights from that second period. Early power play. And you get that. That was before the power play. That was the most fun save we've seen all season, with the late reach out by the goaltender. Then Schindler finally snuck one through. That one, the snipe shot low for the power play score. Assist going to Casey Johnson and Sammy Hackley. They'd add one late from McCollins. In between, Casey Johnson scored on the wraparound. Those are your 3 goals. And Bosch, it's one of those things. She's faced 38 shots tonight, so you feel like she's doing a pretty good job. She's made a lot of saves here. To make 33 saves in a game is usually a good night's work, and we've only played 2 periods. She's done that. However, 5 have gotten through, and the power play has been especially potent for the Wayzata Trojans, Dan.
Okay, and she's really battled. I mean, you even saw the one time she came about 20 feet outside her net to knock the puck away, and so she's battling. And the Hopkins kids are really still playing. They're trying hard, and but right now there's just too much firepower in the Trojans, and they really stepped it up here. At about 2 minutes into the second period, they went to another gear and have just started dismantling them. Hopkins got to stay out of the box. They're getting killed on the power play, but we'll see what happens in the third period here. If they reset their gears and maybe let's work at it as a 0-0 game and see what we can get accomplished.
Let's see if the Hopkins Park Royals can tighten things up, or the Trojans continue what they did in the second period into our final frame. That's coming up shortly, as the third period will be underway in just moments. We'll pause until then. You're watching high school sports here on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Trojans and Royals matching up in Lake Conference girls hockey. We head to the third period with the Trojans holding a commanding lead at 5-1 after outscoring their opponent 3-0 in the last period. They're 100% on the power play, and as we return, Dan Ficken, one of the things we talked to Coach Jess Scott about before the game was the power play, as we're going to get an early one here. And she said that she was really confident at the beginning of the season, and it's not that it's gone bad, but just hasn't clicked quite at the same rate that it was then. And today, it cannot be stopped. However, this time the penalty is going the other direction. That's Addie Hackley picking up the penalty, a tripping call against her. She is the team leader in penalties. She had 12 minutes coming into the day.
Dare I mention the name? But yeah.
I want to hear it.
Hackley? Penley? Okay. Hopkins hasn't exactly had a very strong penalty or a power play, but at least give him an advantage here with a man.
Well, we haven't seen it yet today. It's clicking at 18% this season. And like Hopkins Park, the penalty kill for the Trojans is at 75%. So it can be beaten here. A whistle, and we'll get a high stick call. So the face-off coming in front of Leah Bosch, the Hopkins Park goaltender, with 1:28 remaining on the power play for Hopkins Park. Draw one back to Schindler. She'll take a shot looking for the shorthanded score, and it's knocked away. Sloan Matthews would be the player you're looking for at shorthanded. She has all 3 of the shorthanded goals for the Trojans this season. But Schindler not afraid to take a try. She's done it a couple times today, and it's worked out once. Here, puck up to the blue line. Valentini had a little trouble with it, recovers, and hands it off to Gleason. Gleason leaves it down low, skating in towards the net, getting in tight, facing up the shot from point-blank range, and a save made. Garvis then covers up. That was Kate Kasica, who hasn't been shy with the puck here today, and she carried it right to the doorstep.
Did a nice job, but Garvis is just strong to the puck, wasn't going to get moved, and just stayed right on it. She's probably just grateful just to see the puck. She hasn't seen too much of it lately.
Rich on the draw. She wins it back with ease. Here's Mary O'Neill sending it towards the net. Got right to Rich's stick in front, but then she's bodied up. Rich handing off the half wall to Staldorf, excuse me. This pass gets back to O'Neill at the blue line. Works around a defender in Matthews. This shot bounces off of the defender right in front, and using the body was Alexa Osseo. 30 seconds left on the penalty. Hartle in her own zone, recovering for the Trojans. Gives it off to Matthews. And now recovered. Shot. Matthews used her skate to deflect it into the corner. Now O'Neill doesn't load up again. Instead, she'll go back to the half wall, giving off to Staldorf. Here's O'Neill once again. This time she'll load up the big shot. It's stopped by the defender right in front. Matthews, who's created an opportunity going the other direction. She's got help as well. Matthews, the 2-on-1, backhands it, passes right to Osseo. A goal! What a beauty of a feed as Osseo, the senior, gets her 19th of the season.
That was 2 nicely played plays. Matthews being very, very patient in the opening, and Osseo slowing down instead of going beyond the net, just giving it enough time for Matthews to get in the puck and her stick in position to put it away. Now watch Matthews. She's watching. She's seeing exactly where Osseo's in the right position. And Osseo slowing down so her stick's in the right position to jam it home. Just a beautiful, nice goal set up by Matthews and Osseo, both working together to give him an opportunity. And Osseo is working as hard as she just finally gets her goal.
It's her first shorthanded goal of the season. For Matthews, that's her 12th assist to go on Osseo's 19th goal this year. Wrister from Prodal, and that one saved by the glove of Leah Bosch.
You mentioned that Matthews is the only one with shorthanded goal for the Trojans this year?
Yeah, before that one.
Yep, well, now she had a hand in the other one.
She's helped on every single one.
Yep.
It seemed like it was happening in slow motion, as you talked about, her slowing things down to allow her teammate to get into the perfect position.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked textbook to me, running the break. Trying to break out the other way. Here comes Hopkins Park. Find themselves in a 5-goal hole. And that goal, by the way, I'm not sure is technically shorthanded. I think that the penalty had expired when it was scored, so I called it a shorthanded. I believe it was technically even strength because the penalty had just ended, but it developed as a shorthanded goal. Pass given to Laugen right in front. I think they're trying to get every senior a score at this point. Laugen would be one of the few that's seen the ice that hasn't scored today. Puck controlled by Sophie Heyer in the corner. Now she's knocked off it, and it's taken by Brousseau. Check that. That's Valentini. The 8th grader loses it, looking for some help from Carmen Hashka. Instead, taken by McCollins. McCollins, 2 goals already today, given out to the blue line. From there, Hackley tries to get it in tight, ends up on the doorstep, but is moved aside by the defense. Wisniewski holds the zone. 13-13 to go here in the 3rd period. McCollins gives off to Hackley. She'll skate in tight, lost the puck along the way. Hopkins Park trying to clear it out, give it to Rich on the near side. She moves it out of the zone, and then it's brought right back in. Wisniewski. Johnson knocked away from there. Up ahead to Brousseau. She'll take a shot, and the save made right into the body of Garvis, who holds on. Shots now 40-18 in favor of the Trojans. They outshot Hopkins Park 17-6 in the first period, 21-10 in the second period.
Here's bad news for Hopkins. Third period this year, Wayzata has outscored their opponents 40 goals to 13.
Branton with an opportunity if she can get the headman pass. She has it into the offensive end. Now she's knocked down to the ice, but got a pass away and the shot stopped. Nicely done by Leah Bosch. That was great all around. I'm not sure how that pass got away, but somehow it snuck over to the far side. And the Trojans got an attempt away because of it. Look at Branton. She's going to be knocked down to the ice and yet flicks it back.
Kate Kaska made a nice play there. Winger just got slipped beside her partner and created an opening.
Shot from the circle, and that one had some heat on it. Ends up in the glove of Bosch as she makes another save. So recently we talked about the lopsided scores, and right now Hopkins Park looks like they might end up in another one of those unless things take a big change in the next 12 minutes. They were outshot 42-8 in their last game, 45-9 in the game before that, and 34-11 in the game before that. So that's your last three. Today it's 43-18. So they're getting more shots, but they're still giving up a lot, which is really leaving Bosch in a tough spot. Puck knocked around and then grabbed cleanly out on the break. Here comes Gretchen Branton. Branton had a defender come up late, and I think it might have affected the play. Julia Amato trying to chase her down. The shot didn't go. Osseo missing wide on that attempt. Puck given out to the front, handed off, and played out to the far side boards. Hartle to Laugen. She loses it to Rich. Fished out of there by Mary Gleason. Can't hold on to it. Kassica has it, sends it down to the near side. Brousseau picks it up. They come in strong, controlling into the corner, looking for a centering pass, and Brousseau having some trouble controlling cleanly. This is Kassica. Gives it down to the near side circle. Shot towards the middle. Loose puck in front, poked around, goal! So much traffic out there. I believe that was finished off by Justina Valentini. But we'll have to double check on that. There was just bodies everywhere. I'm going to take that back. Now I'm leaning Kassica. I saw the 3. I thought it was 23. It looks like it was 13. Kassica's the one who comes in late. And yes,
it was.
Kassica scoring the goal, her 6th of the season, and the freshman pulls Hopkins Park back within 4.
I love the celebration afterwards. You'd think they just won the Stanley Cup. It was just great. Good for them. You know, that could have been just a okay, well, we
shrug your shoulders, walk back to the center ice. And
just the joy of it. That's good. That's grand. I just love that. Good for them.
Brister from between the circles, knocked down by Brousseau on the McCollins try. She chases a hat trick. Well, it sounded like they gave that to Rich officially. Now Rich was in the fray. That's Rich. It's her 2nd of the day.
They'll get that fixed.
They gave an assist as well on the play to Mary Gleason. And Gleason, that would be her 8th. Puck given to McCollins. She's into the offensive end. Hands back to Johnson. Johnson has a score today. She'll take a shot that's wide. Picked up on the boards by Kassica. Kassica sends a dangerous pass through her own crease.
Deflected.
Battle in the corner. And support there from McCallum, and she'll get it out of the zone. Hackley tipping it into the offensive end while the opponent was on the change. Pass back to Hackley, and that one behind her from Sophie Urban. Trapped in the corner. But given in the middle, they were setting it up for Osseo, and then a stick got in the way of what would have been a pretty play. Under 9 minutes to play in the third period. 6-2 our score in favor of Wayzata.
Here, John, looking at this Hopkins lineup. Defense, 10th grader. Defense, 10th grader. Defense, 9th grader. Defense, 8th grader. It's really showing.
Brousseau trying to make something happen all by herself, and she sends a pass. Nearly got the deflection to go towards the net off of a defender. Pass forward by Valentini, out of the reach of Rich. Hackley gets there first, carries behind the net. Sammy Hackley spinning off the defense, gives it off. Taken by Heyer. She'll send a feed forward, and tapping it ahead to herself is Prodal. Lost it along the way. Heyer recovers, and they'll reset. Coming in just offsides. Got another look at our last score. Probably because we were questioning who got the score. So there's Rich at the top of the crease. And she was in there. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, but we could see clearly from the side angle there, not that front angle, that Jessica's the one that got in there and got the stick on it.
Agreed. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Wayzata working in the offensive end, battling along the boards. They'll pry it free, looking for Scoro up at the top. She skates in to pinch it down, doesn't work out, but they collect back at the blue line. Prodal holding the zone, gets it to the front, right to Heyer, who tried a little fancy stick work, couldn't get the final flick of the wrist off to put that in past Bosch.
And Hopkins deflected it and almost made a problem for Bosch.
Puck brought back to the middle. Ends up on the doorstep, and a backhander there. The save made by Bosch. That was Laugen. She was calling for it. She crashed in from the blue line, banging her stick on the ice the whole way. It was never past her, but it was left right on the doorstep, and at that point, it was on her backhand. She tries to lift it over the tender, and it won't go. Laugen's behind this play the whole time, and then there she is. Tries to backhand it in at the last second.
That whole bench of the Trojans is getting played now.
Rich trying to feed it forward. Wisniewski steps in front of it, sends it ahead for Matthews. Out of her reach as O'Neill once again takes it away from her. In a 6-2 game, you're not going to highlight defense all that often, but I've liked Bosch's play and I've liked O'Neill's play. Those two have stood out, even in a lopsided game.
The other thing I like too, except for a little bit, the second part of the first period, Wayzata stayed within their system. They had a little downtime, but they've corrected it, and they've just stepped it up when they've had to step it up. Their power plays worked really well. You know, they've just played pretty steady now too. The other part is their seniors have gotten that opportunity too today. They've given them opportunities to have their glory today on their day. It's been kind of a special day for them. So, but they haven't stepped out of their game plan whatsoever.
No, I agree. It's really worked within the flow of things, and the young ladies have helped each other.
Yes.
They've shared with each other to make these plays happen. So it seems like just about every senior has had an opportunity, and most have capitalized on it. Here comes Hopkins Park, pushing into the offensive zone, literally. A couple of players go down in a heap, and we go the other direction as Casey Johnson nearly broke out with it. Back to McCollins, and they'll reset with their D. Feed forward for Johnson. She's ahead of the pack. Comes in over the blue line, tries to get to the middle. Early shot save made by Bosch. 6:20 to go here in the third period. Back out to neutral ice. Schindler lost the puck along the way, or maybe she was trying to hand that back to McCollins. Didn't work out. Here's McCollins into the offensive zone. Skating in tight, tried to center it up. She had Hackley right on the doorstep. Didn't happen that time. Osseo working against Staldorf. Branton comes in to help. Also in there is Valentini. Finally fished out. Mary O'Neill plays it to the far side. Getting a stick on it was Carmen Hashka. Down to Branton. Branton carries in for the Trojans. Wayzata gives it over to the far side. Sophie Urban there. Puck played behind the net. Osseo losing control for a moment, recovers. Gives to Branton. Branton's shot goes through everyone, wide out to the far corner. Ooh, nice pass to the front. That one had some mustard on it from Schindler.
Branson was surprised to see it come all the way through. Otherwise, it could have been an easy backdoor goal.
And Schindler's got a wrister that doesn't go up. It just stays low, and she's used it to score a goal today. She's used it to cause trouble. She did it with that pass there. Doesn't have a lot of rise on it, but it has the speed. From behind the net, Hackley recovers. That's Addie Hackley. And then Urban giving it off. Pass to the front, battle there. And coming up with it is Hopkins Park. Move around one player for Gleason. Gleason now surrounded by 5 white sweaters. She'll skate into the offensive end against all of them. Takes the shot, save made, as she decided to engage the 6th player on the ice. Saved by Stephanie Garvis, and we go back the other direction. Really what was nice about that for Mary Gleason is it allowed the rest of her team to get off on a clean change. Here's Brousseau. Brousseau leaves it back to the trailer. Rich takes the shot, wide on the attempt. Out to the far side, Gleason gets around one defender, loses control, forces it into the corner where it's picked up by Laugen. Given ahead. Prodal stops on a dime and then leaves it behind the net. Has Matthews in the area. Laugen. It's Laugen back to Matthews. She takes a shot. Save made. Goaltender out of sorts. It's on the doorstep. Couple of tries deflected by defenders in front. This one in to the body of the defender, and Leah Bosch holds on.
Where, get a nice rush, but they can't maintain it, Hopkins, and then all of a sudden Wayzata is right back on the doorstep, just hammering away. Nice place here. Look at him buzz. Look at him buzz.
Just everyone moving it towards the net, moving it towards the net. The Royals had the answers that time, but that's a recipe for success. Puck left to the top, then it's sent right back down to the corner, near side. Johnson leaves it to McCollins behind the net. Has her pocket picked, and it's recovered by Matthews. Centering pass, nobody home. And it's allowed to be brought to the blue line and no further for the moment. Now, backhanded out. 3:05 to go in the third period. Charging in. Losing the puck along the way was Wisniewski. Here's Johnson. From a knee, gets a pass away. Addie Hackley playing it along the near side. Back to that far side for Matthews. Has players ahead, she'll dump, and a bunch of changes here for the Trojans. Valentini tried to pass it off, had some trouble, now runs into trouble. She got laid out. Puck flipped into the zone by Mary Gleason. First player there was Wisniewski.
Well, I'm watching Mary Gleason here. I tell you what, she's out of gas. She is totally out of gas.
Gleason at center ice, got a stick on it for a moment, nothing more. Puck played out towards the far side. Given back. Gleason is a forward, and she's playing back like a defender.
Yeah,
just waiting to change.
Yeah, just getting off now. She is, last 2 shifts, she's just run herself totally out of gas.
Under 2 minutes to play. Each team with a goal in this period. And you talked about it before the start of the third, Dan. If you could play it like it's a 0-0 tie, do that. And to that extent, it's been a pretty good period for Hopkins Park. However, the hole too big, and they still trail by 4 with 90 seconds to go.
And we're looking at something else too. There, Wayzata is 1 shot away from putting 50 shots on goal in this game.
Well, there have been a lot of times that Hopkins Park has been outshot this season. They've only given up 50 once. That was back against Proctor Hermantown in a 6-5 loss. I think Wayzata's only broken 50 once. They had 66 in a game earlier this year against Orono. .1:15 to go in the period. Wayzata tries a wrister, misses everyone, ends up near side. Scoro holds the zone. for Sophie Heyer. And it's worked out. Minute to go in the third period. They did put that 50 up.
Yeah, they did.
So 50-20, the shots on goal in this game.
Yeah, and I see now that Hopkins Park's got their top line out there, and frankly, they basically got nothing left. They're done.
Laugen into the offensive end. She'll take the shot, and the save made by Bosch. You could hear the bench for the Trojans erupt, hoping that senior could get a goal to add to all the other senior goals they have today. Stick side draw in front of Bosch. Wisniewski tries a shot, deflects off the stick of a defender and goes wide of the net. Back to Wisniewski. Shot into traffic, knocked down.
I don't think she was shooting. I think she was trying to get it to Laugen.
Hackley has it go off of a defender and out as Staldorf got in the way of that. Feed forward, and this one tapped to Heyer. It's her and Laugen. Heyer gives to Laugen. Backhanded try, second attempt, goal!
Oh my gosh. Look at the bench.
You talk about celebrations like you just won the Stanley Cup. This place went nuts for Laugen, a senior getting the goal. Her first point of the season comes with 9 seconds remaining in the third period. She needed 2 tries. She makes the first save on the back, or the first shot is a backhander, save made, and then Laugen switches to the forehand and gets it in.
Well, you called it, John, early. I think it was about maybe in the end of the second period you called it, and you could see they were trying to. And I think when Wisniewski looked like he was taking a shot there, I think he was trying to get a pass back to her. You could see them celebrating. That's pretty cool. That's a sign of a team that's a team. They care about each other, and they're looking to kind of share things up. That's pretty cool.
The clock has run out, and they were still skating. This game is over. It's a 7-2 final in favor of Wayzata. The Trojans improved to 16-5-0. Hopkins drops to 5-17-1. The Royals' next action is Tuesday against Matamidi. Up next for the Trojans. They also play on Tuesday. They're at Minnetonka. And we came in talking about how it was senior day, and that continued to be the story over and over again. 7 goals today, 6 different scorers, all seniors for Wayzata in a home win that they sure had a lot of fun in, it seemed like.
They did. They wanted to set it up, and then they did a really good job and taking care of each other. I like seeing that. They care about each other, and it was important to them, and right down to the last second. And pretty impressed with this Hopkins Park. You can see the 2 coaches who worked together for many years giving a hug, and everything's okay. And then the way we talked to Coach St. Martin, everything's okay with this Hopkins Park team, too. They battled all the way to the end,
Yes,
John.
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Both sides didn't quit in this one. There were tired legs out there, but it wasn't the will that was missing for Hopkins Park. They gave it what they had here today, continued to try and put pressure against the Trojans, and scored 2 goals, something they hadn't done since their tie against Bismarck weeks ago. So they've been in a scoring drought. They got a fair amount of shots off here today. They got a couple of goals on the board. A little bit of positivity. Didn't break the winless streak, but a little positivity heading into that game against Matamidi on Tuesday.
Yeah, you saw some good things happen for them, too. Like you said, we saw some players that were fairly impressive. And you know what? That little freshman goaltender, she got a little something going for himself,
Well, we talked about it. Today was senior day for the Trojans, and it showed, but the future is bright for Hopkins Park with all the youth that they had out on the ice today. A lot of impressive performances. We look forward to seeing them in years to come, but for now, I want to thank all of you for tuning into this matchup. Big thanks to our entire CCX crew. For Dan Ficken, I'm John Haddon saying so long from the Plymouth Ice Arena, where Wayzata wins 7-2 on Senior Day.
Thank you.